I'm shocked. We were successful in raising big pigs, but didn't expect them to be that big. Welcome back to the channel. In our last video we had fun and games getting the pigs on the trailer and they were sent off to be dispatched.
Do your job, Liz.
We learnt the gentle art of persuasion. Food can do a lot to motivate a pig to do what you want it to do. Sometimes they can be stubborn. Lucky we've got plenty of food. Come on. Come on, not this way. We got a wire. There'll be no food left by the time we get up there. Come on, Pigger. Off they go.
Well, that was a bit of a surprise. I just got off the phone to the butcher and the story is that one of the pigs, the small one, was 93.9 kilos. That's over the hook weight. And the larger one is 103 kilos. So they ended up being pretty big boys in the end. Over the hook is after they've come back from the abattoir, basically. So everything's been done. I guess the bits have been, little bits and pieces have been cut off that aren't part of what you can eat. So the guts, etc. And then everything else, including the bones and the head and all that sort of stuff, you get back pretty much. So they bone it all out, give you all the bones back, so the dogs can have some bones. 100 kilos of bones. So we're going to get one half turned into ham and bacon, and then the other three halves are going to be processed in all different ways. So we have chops and sausages and diced pork, minced pork, and ribs, of course. So there'll be 3 lots of spare ribs. One of the legs of ham will turn into 4 individual boneless hams. They're too big to keep the bone in. And then the shoulders will be turned into hams as well. And then obviously lots of bacon. And then the ribs will be turned into bacon bones, so you can make soup. And there'll be, estimated between 10 to 15 kilos of sausages. And then they're just making sausages. They didn't say we wanted particular flavours or anything, so they'll just be pork sausages, but that's fine. And then a lot of meat. So basically, I guess I don't know how much of the weight in the end is going to be bones and stuff that we can't, you can't use out of 100 kilos and 93 kilos. I'm guessing. I don't know. I actually don't know. I did ask him a couple of different ways as to what that would mean as far as like meat, but he didn't really say. So, So I guess that's going to cost about, $300 and something for the 100 kilo one. So 500, and then half of the smaller one. He suggested using the smaller one for the ham and bacon. That was $4 something a kilo, so what's that, 40? Anyway, it'll be a lot of meat, so ultimately the value per kilo will probably be okay. That was a good experiment, so we'll see how we go. Hope it all fits in the new freezer. And the other freezer. No wonder they were so hard to get on the trailer.
Our pigs are getting picked up today, in excess of 150 kilos worth of meat. So we had to go and buy this extra freezer. We had this little baby, which I think is about 100 litres, but we soon realised it wasn't going to be big enough. This one's about 300 litres, so hopefully we've got enough room. We do have a freezer inside with our fridge, but that's got our normal sort of household goods in it. Anyway, over the summer, where we used to have 2 cars parked in here, we've now got a bit of a mess to tidy up. So we're just going to get into that. And then this afternoon, we'll do the vacuum sealing and sorting out the pork and popping it all in the freezer. I think it's going to be a bit of a late evening with that. Anyway, let's get stuck into this. Didn't take long. Here's our new freezer. 2 baskets and a little shelf, so, and the light inside. Never had a freezer with the light inside. A tucker box one. We've had an old one before, and then this fella. Super dupers are going to have to come out because we're going, and the ice, because the mango, because we're going to need that room. We're here, and it's time to collect the pork.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here.
Does it smell good, Liz?
It's clear to see
Not for you, Lizzie.
from up here.
Likes the smell.
The world seems small.
No, Liz.
We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me.
Sorry, Lizzie. Some of it's for you. There might be some bones in there. Oh!
In the great outdoors.
Last one.
Oh,
Last one for today, anyway. There's still another half of one of the pigs there that is getting cured for ham and bacon.
49 kilos.
49 kilos, Dean just said. Bring this inside and wash our hands and get into it.
Oh, it's really heavy. Like one of the heaviest of all. Maybe it's got the head in it.
Oh, I don't want to see that.
No.
Phew. I don't want that as the first box.
Oh, wow, it's got the dice and lots of chops.
Wow. That looks like,
Oh, wow, and a shoulder roast.
yeah, but that looks like ribs.
Oh, they're ribs, spare ribs. Yum!
The butcher said he had a box full of fat, etc. He was saying they were probably a couple of months too old. Thickness of fat on there was about 20 mils, and normally it's at around 12 mil. So he said we probably wasted maybe
food.
$100 in food, probably, and a couple of months too long. The original plan was October or early November that we were going to dispatch them, and it ended up being very early February. So anyway, we live and learn once again.
I'd say you just pick your size that you want it to be.
Spare ribs, let's just do the spare ribs.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody loves spare ribs. That's us. We've got business in the
Yum, they're my favourite. They're the loin cutlets. You know, more than you would normally see at a butcher in the supermarket, but that's not a bad thing because there's lots of things that happen in supermarkets that supermarkets decide this is what we want, and maybe it isn't what we want. I don't know. So we've got two choices. We leave these with that layer of fat on it. And then obviously when you cook it, you're gonna take it off, it's gonna render down a bit, or we could potentially cut some of it off, bag it up, and then Jeanette can use it to make soap.
She knew how to make soap.
When she learns how to make soap on YouTube University. So I think we'll just leave them as they are.
We're one box down, and it had 14 chops in it, and they were 500 grams each. 20 500-gram bags of diced pork, plus spare ribs. We're just going to go and do a count on the spare ribs. And 28 ribs, spare ribs. Yum! It's the second box. What's in it? Hope it's not the heads. Nope.
Sausages! Holy shit.
Oh my god, is there anything else but sausages in it?
No.
I thought they said he'd do 10 kilos. Oh, and
Mince.
that box is 24 kilos.
He said there'd be about 15 kilos of sausages. Well, it's
And-
about half and half. There you go.
Going to do the mince now in 500-gram lots. I'm going to put them in freezer bags first. One of the tricks with the vacuum sealer is they say to freeze the meat first and then seal it, which we really don't have time to do that. So I'm going to put them in one of these and then in that. This is the sausages. The vacuum sealer's getting a bit hot, so we've got 1, 2, 3 bags still to go. We've just got to let it cool down, and Dean's going to go and count that as he puts it in the freezer. $23 plus 3 out there.
So it's 26 and 13 kilos, so that's half a kilo per.
Yeah, I put 6 in each, and
Which
a couple
means
had
that's
7.
500 grams.
Yep.
Boxes.
What's that?
There's 4 more boxes to go. We haven't even done 3 yet.
Oh, well, yeah, this is the 2 bags of this mince, and then we've done 3 boxes.
A couple of hours.
Just less than 2 hours, 3 boxes. Anyway. We've stopped to have some dinner and we've got the pork sausages on. This is not what we would normally have for dinner, but we didn't want to take too long. We needed to get back into packaging up the rest of the meat and getting it in the freezer. But we were pretty happy that all this food that we were eating all came from the farm. Our pigs, homegrown tomatoes, and also farm fresh eggs.
The mystery.
It's like Christmas. What's in the box?
Better. Yum, the good stuff. Roast. Oh yeah.
Oh good, not the pig.
Leg roast.
Not the heads, thank God. Just everything's got excess.
Yeah, but that's
fat.
okay. You do it on the barbecue.
True.
And then
They're well-loved pigs.
yeah, look at that.
They got
were overly
overfed.
loved.
Overfed
You
pigs.
know. Wow, look at the size of the legs. They were big legs.
Put them in the tin.
There's grams.
That's all it has. It doesn't weigh that much.
2.8 kilos.
It's like
3. They're roast. They're leg roast. 2.5.
so these ones we're leaving in the bags because they're already labelled, which is handy, and then putting them in the vacuum seal.
Double freezer burn protection.
But they are big roasts.